It's time to take a look at some of the best bang for buck that $15,000 can get you.
First and foremost, let's talk about the 5 criteria for this list. Number 1, it's got to be rear wheel drive or best wheel drive. Number 2, it's got to be manual because we love to row our own gears. Number 3, it's got to be 2-door because that's just how they come. Number 4, it's got to be performance orientated or a driver focused car. Number 5, it's got to be under 3,700 pounds because pigs don't fly.
Make sure that you guys don't miss out on any more awesome videos like this. Be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and be sure to like this video so we know that you guys found it helpful. Now, the really big kicker, in order to curb personal opinion, we used a simple mathematical equation, because we're scientists here. We took the time to go ahead and divide out the power to weight ratio on each and every one of these vehicles. From the basis, we used the power to weight to help us structure this list. From there, we also took a more real-world approach to help us narrow down and finely tune our results. We decided to take this route because there was a few mathematical anomalies. Some cars in places where we felt they really shouldn't be because, well, in the real world, that's just not where they are. It's just not how they're perceived or really how they're used.
Our first loser on this list, in the number 10 spot, is a surprisingly light convertible at 3,100 pounds. But an also underwhelming 255 horsepower. The 2006 BMW Z4. We found lots of examples in our price bracket. It is rear-wheel drive, but the reality is we don't see these being used in the sports car community at all.
And at the number 9 spot, weighing in at 3,400 pounds, 306 horsepower in the V6 trim, which you can get a turbo for if you'd like to go that route. That one makes a modest 275 horsepower. We're talking about the Hyundai Genesis Coupe. Now, this car is sporty enough to make the list. It's rear-wheel drive, it's got a manual, meets the weight standards, and it's got 2 doors. So it's got everything that it needs to make the list. It's not the best driver's car, but it is a little bit more stout than the Z4, which is what puts this at the number 9 spot.
Once again from Germany, in the number 8 spot, coming in at 2,866 pounds, 245 horsepower. It's definitely going to turn heads, and it's the only mid-engine car on this list. I like mid-engine. Do you guys like mid-engine? The 2007 Porsche Cayman. This mid-engine sports car is definitely something not to be messed with.
Now at the number 7 spot, this car has probably the biggest fanboy cult following of any of the cars on the list. And you might be wondering, if that's the case, why is it only number 7? Well, the manufacturers thought it didn't need any more power, which it does, but that's why it's at the number 7 spot. Weighing in at 2,855 pounds, boasting 236 horsepower, screaming all the way to the top of 9,000 RPMs. We have the 2008 Honda S2000. A car, like I said, that is revered by most as being one of the best driving cars that money can buy. Moving on.
Number 6 on this list, and the very first car to break 300 horsepower at just under 3,400 pounds. These things are tearing up all the drift events right now. Everybody wants them. They're cheap to mod, they have aftermarket support. One of the best buys for the money, and that's why it definitely snuck in at number 6 on our list. It's a 2006 Nissan 350Z. You can get this car both in a convertible and a hardtop, and right now pretty much everybody wants them because they are the cheapest, funnest, supported vehicle you can buy.
Now, at number 5, this one is probably going to catch some of you off guard, thinking, why is this car not higher up on the list? Reliability and parts costs. If you want to mod the car, say with like a exhaust, an intake, lighter wheels, brakes, suspension, that sort of thing, parts just generally cost a lot more than most other cars because of the nameplate. It rings in at 333 horsepower, which should have given it away already. It weighs 3,415 pounds. We're talking about the BMW E46 M3. This car is one of my personal favorites. I plan to own one soon. It made it on this list. It would have been higher if parts were cheaper and if it was a little bit more reliable. But because of that, like I said before, is at number 5. Number 4 is going to catch you guys off guard.
As Devon was saying, number 4 might be a bit controversial for some of you because this car hasn't quite come fully into its own yet. It's surely going to come into everybody's hearts in the next few years. Coming in at just over 3,200 pounds with also 333 horse, another great driver's car. We have the Nissan 370Z. Look great, they feel great, they drive great. It's a classic Nissan in every sense, and Nissan's just always done the driver car right. So if you're looking for a good 2-door, 2-seater, stick shift, take a look at the 370Z.
And now for the first podium contender of this video. Drum roll please. Weighing in on the tip of the scales of the limit, it barely made the list, at 3,700 pounds and at 426 horsepower, we have none other than the Chevrolet Camaro. S power. It may not have the best feel of the bunch, especially with this range. You can almost argue it set the weight limit for this bunch. Great car, loved by many, hated by many, and wanted to be feared by all. Yeah, you hear one snarling down the road and you're like, oh man, look at that Camaro. Blah, 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 blah. Nice. And you know you want one.
One of America's favorite, boasting 412 horsepower at 3,600 pounds. The All-American, a fierce competition history, and it's a well-known driver's car. Loads of aftermarket support. It's at any track day of any kind imaginable. You will definitely see one there. Mustang GT. That's why it comes in at number 2. Everybody loves it. It can do exactly what you want it to do. It's probably your childhood dream car.
And now it's time for the number 1 spot. Before we get to that, I need you to take a minute and find that thumbs up button that's below the video. Click it. I'll go ahead and give you a few moments to get that done. Okay, thank you for liking this video. Now let's begin. The number 1 spot. At 3,400 pounds, 400 horsepower. It runs with Ferraris. It runs with pretty much any other high-end car you can think of. It's been America's most coveted dream car. I had to look away because it's, you know, some would debate the Mustang has held that nameplate, but I'm gonna say this car's held that nameplate. We're talking about none other than the Corvette C6. Magnificent performance car on all fronts, whether you want to do track day, whether you want to do the drag strip, whether you want to just ball on the streets like you saw in our other video, or whether you just want to be an all-American sports car loving fanboy. It's just a fantastic contender, and that's why it's here at our #1 spot. Not only did it have one of the best power to weight ratios, it comes in a Targa top. That's better than a convertible, and it's better than a hardtop. It's the best of both worlds put together, baby. Yeah! Anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed this video. We had a lot of fun making it. Spent a ton of time, probably too much time, talking about the cars and crunching numbers and doing research. So, oh, and we're thinking for a name of this new series that we're gonna bring to you guys, where we just basically do a lot of research and bring you data so you can make easier decisions on what cars to buy or not buy. Right now we're thinking about calling it the Incredible List. If that sounds cool, let us know in the comments below, or let us know some ideas you guys have. Once again, thank you guys for watching this video, and we will catch you guys next time. Remember to go out there and do something incredible. Peace.